A very good morning to all my dear students. In the last class, we discussed about the magnet, types of magnet and magnetic substances. Now, let us move to the next concept. So, based on the properties what we learned, we are going to design the bar magnet. So, let us assume that this is a bar magnet. I do not know where the poles are present. So, let us know where the poles are present and which is north pole, which is south pole. Okay, na? Let us see. Here, I am using to know where the poles are present. I want to know where the poles are present. I am using the property of attraction because a magnet has three properties: directive, attractive and inductive. So, to find where the poles are present, I am going to use the property of attraction. What I have done is, I have taken this bar magnet and taken a bowl. Take a bowl, in that pour some small pieces of iron nails. Okay. Now, place the bar magnet inside the jar. What you have done? Take a bowl, in that pour some iron pieces of nails. What happens now? Drop the bar magnet. If you drop the bar magnet, what happens is, what you observe there is, at the ends, the number of nails, iron nails, like this, attracted is more, and on the surface it is less. So, now these are called poles. So, we can define what is a pole here. These are the places at which attractive power is more. So, at which places the attractive property is more, those are called poles, and the place where attractive power is less is called neutral region. So, the place at which attractive power is more called what, ma? Poles. So, now we can find that the poles are present at the ends and the neutral region is this region, right. So, we can say from here, or we can define the region at which attractive power is less. It's called what, ma? Neutral region. Okay. Now, which is north pole, which is south pole? Because we have two poles now. So, we have two poles, which is north pole and which is south pole. Now, we can use which property? Directive property. What we have to do? Now, the bar magnet is suspended freely in air. As we know that when a bar magnet is suspended freely in air, the pole pointing towards north is called geographical north and the pole pointing towards south is called geographical south. Now, if I suspend this pole freely in air, this points towards north. So, that is why this is called north pole and this is called what? South pole. So, these are not lying exactly at the ends, right. So, we can say that this is called magnetic length. What is this magnetic length? Is represented by 2L bar. So, bar we are saying that means what? It is a vector quantity. So, that the shortest distance between two poles of the magnet is called what, ma? Magnetic length. So, what is magnetic length? 2L. So, this is what? Magnetic length. What is magnetic length? The shortest distance between two poles of magnet is called magnetic length. So, here we are representing it as what? 2L bar. So, it is a vector quantity whose direction is from where to where? North pole to south pole or south pole to north. So, the direction of magnetic length where to where? South to north or north to south? South to north pole. So, the direction of magnetic length is from where to where ma? South pole to north pole. Okay. Sorry. So, its direction from where to where ma? South pole to north pole. The length is given by 2L. What about the actual length of the bar magnet? The actual length of the bar magnet is called geometrical length. So, geometrical length is nothing but what? Actual length of bar magnet, because if they lie exactly at the ends, geometrical length is equals to magnetic length. But what happens here? These poles are not lying at the ends. So, the shortest distance between two ends of the magnet is called magnetic length, and the actual length of the magnet is called what? Geometrical length. You have seen that, for example, you take a horseshoe magnet here, north to south. This is the shortest distance. Since it is semicircle, the length is what? 2r. The actual length of the bar magnet is what? Pi r, right? Because we have to consider this actual length. This actual length is what? Circumference of semicircle. So, magnetic length is 2r and actual length is pi r. So, we can have the relation between these two is equals to what? There is small relation, magnetic length is equals to 5/6 times of geometrical length. Okay. So, this is about what? Magnetic length. Now, if you observe here, take a bar magnet. If you bring a magnet or magnetic substance, what happens? It will attract or repel a magnet or magnetic substance. So, the strength of that pole to attract or repel a magnet or magnetic substance is called pole strength. So, what is pole strength? You can say that when you brought a magnetic substance or a bar magnet, what it will do? If it is of same poles, it will repel. If it is of opposite poles, it will attract. So, that ability of attracting or repelling a magnet or magnetic substance is called what ma? Pole strength. It is represented by the letter small m. So, this is called what? Pole strength. So, what is pole strength here? So, pole strength is what? The ability of pole to attract or repel another pole or magnetic substance is called what? Pole strength. So, that property of the substance is called what ma? Pole strength. Now, we have some properties of poles. What are the properties of poles? First one, as usual, what? Like poles repel, whereas unlike poles attract. Like poles repel, unlike poles attracts. Next, the identical properties, both poles have same pole strength but of opposite nature. Means north pole or south pole both have same pole strength but are having what? Opposite nature. Both poles have same pole strength but of opposite nature. But of opposite nature. The very important property of these properties of poles is monopoles do not exist. Monopoles do not exist. Means if a bar magnet is cut into several number of pieces, each pole or each piece has north pole and south pole. Means a single pole cannot exist. Poles always exist in pairs. That is the very important property of poles. Next, after pole strength we have like electric dipole. Here we have magnetic dipole. What we consider electric dipole? Two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance is called what? Electric dipole. In the same way, two poles of same pole strength are opposite nature separated by a small distance. Is it right? Because monopoles cannot exist, what you can say that two poles of same pole strength and of opposite nature separated by a small distance constitutes a magnetic dipole, and the distance between them is what? Magnetic length, whose direction is from where to where? South pole to north pole. So we can say that we can define the magnetic dipole as what ma? Two poles having same pole strength but of opposite nature separated by small distance constitutes dipole. That is called what? Magnetic dipole. That is what ma? M. So here M is represented by product of, sorry, this we can write, that is what ma? M. Now we can define the same thing. Electric dipole, how we define? The same way like that magnetic dipole. Now what we can define? Magnetic dipole moment. What is magnetic dipole moment? Simple. Is it right? There in electric dipole moment, how we define? P bar is equals to charge into 2A. There charge is responsible for electric field and 2A is the distance between two charges. Here pole strength is responsible for magnetic field and 2L is the distance between two poles. So we can define the same way. It is defined as the product of pole strength and magnetic length. Since magnetic length is a vector quantity, magnetic dipole moment is also a vector quantity. So we can define as, it is defined as the product of pole strength and magnetic length. Is it right? Product of pole strength and magnetic length. What is this? It is a vector quantity. What is the direction ma? Direction of magnetic length. What is the magnetic length direction? Whose direction is from South Pole to North Pole. The direction of magnetic dipole is also from what ma? South Pole to North Pole. SI unit, as we know very well, in the previous chapter we learnt, it doesn't change, that is ampere meter square. If you want to write the dimension formula, AL square. So this is about magnetic dipole moment. So we can say the same concept of Coulomb's law in magnetism, that is force between two poles, there force between two charges, right? What is the force between Coulomb's law in magnetism? So let us take two poles, North Pole and South Pole, or North Pole and North Pole, anything. If you want to wish to take north to south and this is south to north, this direction is this one and this is moving away, right? So both are of opposite poles, will attract each other, right? So now what happens here? If you take two poles, assume that one is having pole strength M1 and is having pole strength M2. If they are of opposite poles, they will attract, yes, or they will repel. These two are what? Opposing. So these two are what? Like poles. These two are unlike poles, so they are attracting each other. So for example, the distance between the two poles is r. Same way, what we defined Coulomb's law in electrostatics, the force of attraction or repulsion between two charges is directly proportional to product of magnitude of their charges and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. Here, the force of attraction or repulsion between depends on what? Their pole strength. So what you can write? Force of attraction or repulsion between two poles is directly proportional to product of magnitude of their pole strengths. Product of magnitude of their pole strengths. If they are like poles, they will repel. Unlike poles, attract. And it obeys inverse square law, that inversely proportional to square of distance between them. Combining these two, F is directly proportional to M1 M2 by R square. That implies F is equals to mu naught by 4 pi M1 M2 by R square. As you know, in magnetic field we replace 1 by epsilon naught as mu naught, that is what ma? In free space this is called what? Permeability of free space. If it is in medium, it is called permeability of medium. So this is about Coulomb's law in magnetism. It is very similar to Coulomb's law in electrostatics. So we can define as the force of attraction or repulsion between two poles is directly proportional to product of magnitude of their pole strengths and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. That is, F is directly proportional to M1 M2 by R square. That implies F equals to mu naught by 4 pi M1 M2 by R square, where mu naught is called what? Permeability of free space or vacuum. If you consider it is in medium, then it is called what? Permeability of medium. So you go through these classes very particularly because all the basic concepts what we required has been discussed here. Is it clear? So today class we discuss all about the basics of magnet, where the poles will be there near the ends. How we calculated? The places where attractive power is more, we call poles. So those are relaxed. The place at which attractive power is minimum is called what? Neutral region. The shortest distance between two poles of the magnet is called magnetic length. It is a vector quantity whose direction is from south to north. The actual length of the magnet is called geometrical length. So the relation between geometrical length and magnetic length is equals to what? Magnetic length is equals to 5/6 times of geometrical length. Next, if you brought a pole or a magnetic substance, what happens? It attracts or repels. That ability of the material to attract or repel a magnet or magnetic substance is called what? Pole strength. It is represented by letter small m. Now, poles have some properties. That properties are what? Like poles repel, whereas unlike poles attract. Both poles have same pole strength but of opposite nature. Very important property is what? Monopoles does not exist, or poles always exist in pairs. Means if you cut the bar magnet into 1000 pieces or so, each piece acts as a magnet having north pole and south pole. So here coming to a point, magnet dipole. What is the dipole? Two equal and opposite poles having same pole strength separated by a small distance is called magnetic dipole, and if this pole strength is multiplied with magnetic length, that is called what? Magnetic dipole meant you can define the product of pole strength and magnetic length. It is a vector because magnetic length is vector whose direction is from south pole to north pole. From this we define Coulomb's law in magnetism. Thank you.